7:32, here we go. It's a plan 14 years in the making, and it hasn't been done in any other city across the United States. Congestion pricing faced its final vote yesterday. The MTA board voted to pass the plan almost unanimously.
The only thing standing in the way of the toll, starting in June, are 6 lawsuits. So joining us this morning to discuss what this means for New Yorkers is New York City Transportation Commissioner Ydanis Rodriguez. So good morning, Commissioner. Thanks for taking the time to be with us.
Good morning.
All right, so $15 for drivers heading south of 60th Street here in Manhattan. I mean, that's going to take quite a toll, no pun intended, for low-income New Yorkers who not only live there in that area, but also people who work there. And there aren't a lot of exemptions. School buses, emergency vehicles, but do you expect maybe there could be some changes as we head closer to June?
Yeah, I think that as Mayor Adams said, we had to do it right. He was able to negotiate with the MTA a plan that now include a 50% reduction for those New Yorkers who live out of the central area of Manhattan. If they make around $50,000, anyone who live in the area of the congestion price, they also will get a reduction too. Emergency vehicle, those vehicles that we use for the city, such as the one that we use for in fleet, for DOT. So I think that we were able to get good reduction, a good plan. You know, the congestion price has to happen. Congestion is real here in Midtown. And also this plan will allow the MTA to raise $1.3 billion, and they will be able to borrow another additional $12 billion. That money is needed in order to upgrade the signal system in the train, in order for the MTA to have more resources, to have more buses to run them faster and safer.
So when you look at it all, right, there's 6 lawsuits right now pending. Do you think that it's really going to take place in June, that this will be the start, or do you think those lawsuits will delay a June start?
I will let that to the lawyer to, find out, figure out. But I believe that I think that, from all the support for the U.S. and Department of Transportation, the environmental study that they have done, lawsuit is part of the process, and we cannot predict what will happen.
One of those lawsuits is from Vito Fossella, the Staten Island Borough President. He was here on Monday talking about it, saying that traffic is going to increase on Staten Island. Now, we've heard this from other places, right? Bronx, New Jersey, saying traffic's going to become a big problem. So you may reduce traffic in one area while expanding it in others. How do you see that kind of playing out? Do you see traffic going worse in other areas like Staten Island, the Bronx?
Well, look, traffic is a reality of our city. This is the most density city that we have in the whole nation. We only are composed by 350 square miles. So definitely we heard, and the Mayor Adams have heard from Staten Island, Brooklyn, other places, some concern, but he's been working hard to be sure that we do it right.
Now, on top of this, traffic is really going to change because now there could be or will be self-driving cars in the city. Can you explain what that is exactly to the folks at home?
Yeah, for the first time, New York City will be at the center of giving opportunity to the autonomous vehicle industry, the opportunity for them to come and test in New York City the new technology. Mayor Eric Adams, since he took office, he was clear this city is the center in so many areas, and we cannot be behind with the innovation of testing the new technology for autonomous vehicles. Autonomous vehicles are not just coming. They are here in our society, and New York City cannot be behind. We hope, again, that by the launching of the application that is in our website today, the industry will come and test the vehicle. They have to do it safe, and they have to always have a driver behind the wheel.
Yeah, because I'm sure a lot of folks that drive in New York, this is not the most typical area to drive in. It's so much different than places like outside of the city. So some people might think that doesn't sound safe to have self-driving vehicles.
There will be always a trained driver behind the wheel. So during these 2 years of period of training or testing that the industry will have, but also anyone that will apply, they will have to go through a rigorous approval process. They have to prove that the driver is behind the wheel. They will not be distracted. They only will be behind the wheel for 2 hours. They will have to have a break. They have to have a previous training. Those who come here, they also have to show to us that they have done similar training and testing in other cities of the state.
How many are we talking about? You hear the juxtaposition here. You're doing congestion pricing to reduce traffic, but then you're bringing in more cars that are not driven by drivers, right? So how many cars are we talking about here? Because there seems to be a juxtaposition of trying to remove cars but then bringing some in at the same time.
No, we are not bringing new cars. We're giving the opportunity to the industry that want to test, like what is the future of autonomous vehicles.
It's not talking about hundreds of
to look at
thousands
the
of cars.
city. Yeah, it's like hopefully there will be many industry interesting on coming and testing. Like this is the more density city that we have in the nation, so there's a lot of challenges. And that's why the rigorous approval process will be tight, and we are committed again for looking at safety as a top definition of this process.
Can we ask you real quick before we let you go? I'm sure, as you saw and everyone has seen, the bridge collapse in Baltimore. A lot of people concerned about our bridges. I know you don't control the harbor, but on the East River, many bridges there. What kind of safety precautions and deterrents are in place now so something like that doesn't happen here in the city?
Yeah, it will never happen in the city of New York. As you said, beside the Verrazano and the GW, which are the only two bridges where that type of boats can go through, they will never be allowed in the East River. Yes, DOT, we have like around 700 men and women, a lot of engineers, and our bridges go through the inspection from the city, the state, the federal government. So the bridges are safe in our city, but those type of boats, ships that went through Baltimore, it will never be allowed in the East River.
Understood. Transportation Commissioner Ydanis Rodriguez, good to have you here.
Thank you.
I know we want to talk about e-bikes. We'll get you here on that next time because we're out of time.
Thank you.